Hey gang, does this ring a bell? Stick around to find out more. Boy, this pizza pan really brings back some memories. Although this one's not really that old, it reminds me of that old pizza parlor feel. It seems many of the restaurants I knew as a kid all seem to vanish around the time I was about 10 years old, and unfortunately this one's no exception. The Decatur location I knew and loved as a kid disappeared around the summer of 1979. I remember walking in and there being a bunch of video games in the front section where I saw my first Kiss pinball machine. Then, the dining area, which looked a lot like this. I think toward the back there was a big screen that showed old-time silent movies and other things. I thought it was really cool at the time. Shakey's Pizza was founded in Sacramento, California on April 15, 1954 by Sherwood, Shakey Johnson, and Ed Plummer. Why Shakey? Well, the stories seem to differ. Some say malaria, some say polio, but I think Shakey himself says nerve damage was caused by severe chronic malnutrition, which was caused by not eating enough during his stint in the South Pacific during World War II. Shakey explains, I just sort of wasted away. Only weighed 93 pounds. I got tremors, my hands shook. The guys started calling me Shakey. It was a name given with love, and it's been good to me over the years. After the war, Shakey attended Sacramento City College and later Hastings School of Law in San Francisco. He got married in 1950, and then 4 years later, he and Ed Plummer, a college friend and fishing buddy, each put in $850 and rented a defunct mom-and-pop grocery store at 57th and J Streets to open a neighborhood draft beer place with a family-style environment. The partners soon added a room to their establishment that sold only pizza. They advertised it as a pizza parlor, thus coining a phrase that is still commonly used today. Pizzas were cooked in brick ovens, which were patterned after the mud ovens that he remembered seeing in Little Italy. Shakey was a huge Dixieland jazz fan, and he personally played Dixieland jazz piano to entertain patrons. Soon he booked other bands so patrons could continue to enjoy live entertainment. This live entertainment is what so many people remember. My good friends recall being at our local Shakey's and listening to their grandpa play banjo. What a cool experience. Proclaiming the chain was the first pizza parlor chain, Shakey said, sure, there were pizzerias that served pizzas along with other foods. They were essentially restaurants. Ours was the first pizza parlor, serving one product. We unwittingly created an industry within an industry. The second Shakey's Pizza Parlor opened in Portland, Oregon in 1956. The third in Albany, Oregon in 1959. By the mid-1960s, Shakey's had 15 different parlors. Oddly enough, Shakey's Pizza made most of its decisions on where to locate stores by going where Kenny's Shoes opened stores. In 1966, Shakey sold his interest in the chain to Colorado Milling and Elevator Company for $3 million and retired to a 105-acre estate in California. Ed sold his interest 2 years later. Shakey was later inducted into the Banjo Hall of Fame in Guthrie, Oklahoma for his use of banjo music in his pizza parlors. By 1967, there were 272 Shakey's Pizza Parlors in the United States. In 1968, a location opened in Canada. By 1975, there were over 500 stores in the chain with locations in the Philippines, Japan, Brazil, and Guam. The chain was bought and sold a few times over the decades. Shakey Johnson died of a heart attack on October 31st, 1998 at the age of 73. He was known as a fun-loving jokester who loved life and loved people. Although a fire ended Shakey's half-century run at its original location in 1996, the chain continues to this day. As of February 2019, there are 51 Shakey's Pizza restaurants in the U.S. 47 of the locations are in Southern California, 1 in Northern California, 1 in Alabama, and 2 in Washington. There are 6 locations in Mexico. At 153, the Philippine locations are triple the U.S. count, but seem to be run completely separate from the U.S. and Mexico locations. Feel free to visit the Shakey's websites. The links are in the description below. So, there you have it. Although Shakey's doesn't exist as the Ye Public House offering live jazz music, you can still find your Mojo Potatoes. Leave me some comments about your experiences with Shakey's. Maybe you love the pizza. Maybe you love the chicken. Or the classic Mojo Potatoes. Maybe you work or have worked for Shakey's. Maybe you have one of those really cool Shakey's hats that you would love to send me. Please leave me a comment and tell your story. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and definitely go subscribe now so you don't miss any updates. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time on Restaurant Rewind.